From shopping carts to thousands of tires to millions of jellyfish, whales, and sharks, there have been a number of unusual things that have been washed up onto the beach, and today we're gonna look at some of the strangest of them. This is the Forever Rare channel, and this time, join us as we hop on a journey around the world to check out 12 of the weirdest things that have been washed up on beaches, rivers, and sometimes on the backyard. Are you ready to start our travel? Let's go then! Number 12. Bombs on the shores of Massachusetts. It seems like bombs have been washed up a number of times in this Bay State. Back in 2009, a rusted aerial bomb was washed up on a beach on Martha's Vineyard. In 2017, a 100-pound photo flash bomb was also found in the area. And in 2020, a homeowner in Cape Cod had been digging in his yard to expand his driveway when he found the military-grade devices, including armor-piercing anti-tank grenades and shooting-type explosives. Number 11. Tar balls in Alabama, Louisiana, and Israel. Let's first talk about the tar balls in the US. You might have heard of the Deepwater Horizon disaster in 2010, the largest marine oil spill in history. Extensive cleanup efforts were done, but tar balls from the event washed up in the shores of Alabama and Louisiana. Effects of the oil spillage are evident even more than 4 years after the disaster. In the meantime, in Israel, a similar event happened when tar balls were found in 2021. Strange balls of tar began to wash up along Israel's Mediterranean coastline, which was an effect of an oil spill 50 kilometers off the coast. The small concentrated blobs of solidified oil was described by officials as one of the most serious ecological disasters the country has ever seen. Now let's fly back to the US for number 10, ice balls in Lake Michigan. A Michigan State Park supervisor discovered the rare phenomenon which happens in the coldest winters of Lake Michigan. Thousands of perfectly formed ice balls rolled up the lakeshore. The sizes, they ranged from baseballs to bowling balls to yoga balls. According to experts, the balls form on beaches when weather conditions are just right, just below freezing temperature along shallow beaches, forming slush. The slush then collects into round shapes, and the waves sculpt ice chunks into orbs. Have you encountered a rare phenomenon in your area as well? Share your stories in the comments below. Moving on to number 9. The MEGALODON tooth in Croatia. A man from Croatia came across the MEGALODON tooth while out looking for shells at the shores of River Kupa. The MEGALODON, whose name means big tooth, is a shark that lived around 23 to 3.6 million years ago. The colossal teeth of this extinct species are highly prized by fossil hunters, as these prehistoric predators are usually regarded as one of the largest and most powerful to have ever swam the oceans of the earth. Number 8. The SS Maheno in Australia. Australia's Fraser Island has had a number of shipwreck incidents. From 1856 to 1953, 23 wrecks were already recorded in its waters, but one that stuck around as a tourist attraction is the SS Maheno. Built in 1905, the mighty steamship was one of the first turbine-driven steamers. It was later on used as a hospital ship during the World War I and decommissioned in 1935. It was in this time when it was being towed to Japanese shipwreckers when a cyclone snapped the tow chain and left the vessel drifting. From Australia, let's now travel to Greece for number 7. The stranded ship in Zakynthos, Greece. Ships afloat look both mysterious and majestic, but when you see it on land, it becomes a haunting sight. The stranded and rusting MV Panayotis has attracted tourists since it washed up on the Greek island's shores in October 1980. One theory of how she came to run aground is that she was used for smuggling and abandoned when the crew were being pursued by the Navy on their way to Piraeus from Albania. What do you think? Do you have a theory on the fate of the MV Panayotis? Share your awesome theories in the comments below. Now moving on to number 6, the twisted rope pile found in a Texas beach. At first, you'd think it's a pile of rope where corals formed. But in this case, it is a coral, known as the colorful sea whip. Colonies of soft-bodied coral polyps lend sea whips their vibrant colors in shades of yellow, red, orange, purple, lavender, and violet. Colorful sea whips live close to the shore and can be found in waters as far north as New Jersey and as far south as the Gulf of Mexico. So next time you walk along the beach and see a colorful rope, it might just be a colorful sea whip. Number 5. A fish inside a jellyfish. In the UK, beachgoers noticed a peculiar blob in the sand just a few months ago. A jellyfish had an undigested fish in its translucent belly. The juvenile fish must have been consumed right before the hungry compass jellyfish died. What do you think happened? Well, the jellyfish most likely stung the fish to death, ready to eat it, but was attacked by another predator. So the jellyfish would have continued to slowly digest the snack in its rudimentary stomach had it not been washed ashore and died. If you live near the beach, seeing a dead jellyfish on shore might be common, but one with an undigested fish inside, well, that is something you do not see every day. Number 4. 180 million year old ichthyosaur fossil. Hailed as one of the greatest finds in British paleontological history, retrieving the Rutland sea dragon's fossil posed a number of challenges, such as fossil thieves, crumbling bones, and large amounts of bird poo. It is said that the bones of the 33-foot remains have the consistency of biscuit, so to protect the bones and the entirety of the skeleton, the decision was made to lift it in large sections protected by layers of plaster. Are you ready for the top 3 bizarre things that washed up on beaches? If you are, then let's get on with the list, starting with number 3. A 2-headed dolphin washed up on a beach in Izmir, Turkey. Found by a gym teacher, the 2-headed dolphin, which was only 12 months old, measured nearly 1 meter in length and was probably washed up due to a terrible storm the night before. Dolphins actually playfully pop up on beaches, which is an amazing sight, right? But conjoined dolphins? That is a totally different story. Number 2. Harley-Davidson from Japan to Canada. In 2012, a Harley-Davidson motorcycle was found on the coast of British Columbia, Canada, after drifting 4,000 miles across the Pacific Ocean from Japan. The year before, the devastating Tohoku earthquake and tsunami struck Japan. Before the wave, the Harley-Davidson bike was placed in a trailer and was later part of the 20 million ton debris that the water swept out to sea. With the help of the Harley-Davidson representatives in Canada and Japan, they traced the owner of the bike, who actually declined when they offered to return the item to him. Upon his request, the bike is placed at the Harley-Davidson Museum in honor of those whose lives were lost or forever altered by the disaster. And now, the strangest object that washed up on the beach. Number 1. A giant eyeball in Florida, USA. You can come across a lot of things while taking a stroll on the beach. However, a giant eyeball isn't one of them. The giant eyeball ended up being washed onto the shore of Pompano Beach and was estimated to be the size of a standard softball and is believed to be cut out from a swordfish. Experts think that an angler cut it out of a swordfish and tossed it overboard, which eventually got washed up on the shore. Well, a swordfish as it is not unusual, but seeing an eyeball that big is indeed not as common as your 9 to 5 routine. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not check out our channel and discover the unique animals that you might not have known existed. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.